Correctional Center.
This
in
is what
Miami,
I'm
Florida.
talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Arama's
Hello,
supposed
mate.
to be locked up inside said facility, but he's not, and that's a problem.
Yeah, why not?
The
What the
inmate
fuck?
did not escape. Instead, a paperwork error triggered his early release into the public.
A
on what just
paperwork
happened
error.
To be his 52nd birthday. It was
Oh.
a nice present, considering Arama still had just under a year to serve, linked to criminal mischief, probation violation, and shooting or throwing a deadly missile into a dwelling or vehicle. Yes, throwing a missile into a dwelling or vehicle.
Sorry. Throwing a missile. I literally skimmed over that like that was nothing. I was just like, oh, whatever.
Yes, throwing a missile into a dwelling or vehicle.
What the fuck?
After realizing the mistake, authorities issued warnings to the public, including this wanted flyer. Based on Arama's criminal record, his accidental release was a serious situation. For nearly 3 days, there was no sign of Arama until he resurfaced in an unlikely place. On a Zoom call with the Miami-Dade Circuit Court. That's Arama, who, despite being aware that he's currently a wanted man, looks pretty relaxed from an undisclosed location with a friendly little pooch on his lap.
Oh.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Broward County Court set up an easily accessible portal for remote hearings. Prior to his release, Arama had a hearing scheduled for today that he should be joining from inside the correctional facility. But instead, it looks like he's on the patio.
Uh-oh.
Despite being wanted by police, he shows up for his hearing and is even a little early. At the time, the only other person on the video call is his attorney, Assistant Public Defender Fadya Salem. But after a brief conversation discussing his situation with her, he hangs up before the actual hearing begins.
Oh.
Mr. Arama is a sentenced inmate. He is sentenced to state prison. He was released in error.
As you know, Mr. Arama was present. His video was working. Then he turned it off.
Ms. Salem, have you spoken with him about surrendering?
Judge, I have spoken to him. This is his only request. He has only but a few possessions left to his name and a dog.
Oh.
And he's merely asking for the court to give him a date to surrender so that he can find somebody to take those possessions.
Despite the fact that Arama's supposed to be in jail, Salem continues to make the case for a little more free time for her client.
Your Honor, he's not a flight risk. You know, answers the authorities' calls, appears in court on Zoom, is not at risk for a flight. We're merely asking.
Bro, that's the crazy thing about like attorneys. Like they get paid to be on either side. And like you could be on a side of a murderer, but you have to think like they're innocent. And like that's your job. You have to believe that they're innocent. Even if you don't think they are, you have to believe that they are. But like they could be as well, because if you're biased and they're not, like they are innocent, then fuck you. But like you have, like, what the fuck?
For a day so that he can get.
So like she's just doing her job right now. She is literally just doing her job. She may be on the other person's side and may want him locked in prison or whatever the hell, but this is her job. Like this is what she has to do right now, which is kind of crazy.
Somebody to take care of.
But Judge Marlene Fernandez-Caravetsos seems to think Arama's dog-sitting vacation has lasted long enough.
He's had that day, Ms. Salem. He was released on Monday. It's now Thursday. He surrendered today.
Oh, this is courtroom mistakes.
Eduardo Arama was taken back into custody the following day without incident. The Miami-Dade Department of Corrections issued a statement saying, quote, "Our review of the circumstances surrounding this inmate release is ongoing to include a full internal investigation." Now to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Judge John Hurley is conducting remote bond hearings with inmates held at the Broward County Jail. 25-year-old Brian Noval believes he's only been charged with battery, but the record reads differently.
You were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence battery. You're going to be held no bond, sir, until further order of the court. Thank you.
The realization that he's going back to jail starts to sink in for Noval.
Kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. That's the truth. You're not going anywhere. That's the truth. All right, thanks. All right, Suzanne
My
Wall.
charge was battery.
Oh, wow, I know, man. But that's the way life is. What did he say? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, bring that guy back. So what did you just say?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I like. It sucks, yeah, for real. But like, oh my god, I mean, idiot for saying anything. But like, I hate people in high power that are just like.
Did you? Okay.
Bro, that reminds me of fucking like. That reminds me of me in school, bro. I didn't call anyone a C word, but like.
A second, sir. Sir,
I remember the teacher calling me out for, I don't know what I said, but it wasn't anything like horrendous. And then I literally said exactly what I said to her, and then she was just astounded that I said it back.
And I want to know,
it wasn't anything bad. It was not anything terrible. I just said, like, this is what I said. And I was like, I was scared to say it, but I was like, at least I'm like, you know, I'm saying it. I'm standing up for exactly what I said.
I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be, because there's not a reason this should be here.
Okay, sir.
Idiot! This fucking guy.
I find you in contempt of court for using that type of language with the court you just used. I'm going to ask you if you have anything to say before I pass sentence.
I apologize, I was out of line. I'm just upset because this is not what I was charged with yesterday.
Okay,
sir. I
sir.
was charged with a battery.
I accept your apology, and I will.
This guy didn't even fucking listen.
Sentence you to 60 days in the Broward County Jail.
60 days!
After getting hit with 2 months.
Fucking hell. For swearing. For swearing. For swearing. Fuck that.
In jail,
bro, this would never happen in Australia. Never. Never.
May have finally learned his lesson. Or.
Can I take the back in?
Maybe not.
Wait, what?
All right, sir, hold it. Come on back. Come on back, sir. Sir, I'm inclined to hold you in contempt of court again.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to send you to another 60 days to run consecutive to
my
the prior
god.
60 days. So now you're up to 120 days in the Broward County Jail.
Fucking hell! Chill!
All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're done.
I didn't even know you can do that.
Yes, he can, and yes, he did.
All right, thank you.
He was actually released 4 days later by the judge.
Good. Good.
Now we move
Good.
on
But
to
like,
the Lake County Common.
That's terrifying. Like, they just added on a couple more charges than just battery. Like, what the fuck?
Police court in Painesville, Ohio. 32-year-old.
But also, I wouldn't go like, you fucking idiot. Like, that's, yeah. So
Anson M.
kind of his fault.
Bryant is in court to receive a sentence for aggravated burglary, aggravated robbery, kidnapping, abduction, and carrying a concealed weapon. All stemming from a violent home invasion he committed with 2 others.
All rise. This court of common pleas is now in session. The Honorable Eugene Lucci presiding.
Hello, mate.
The judge handing down the sentence is the Honorable Eugene Lucci, whom Bryant has appeared before 3 previous times for different crimes. In the past, Bryant has had words with the judge during sentencing. This time around, Manson expressed remorse to the judge, saying, quote, "I've made a lifetime of bad decisions. I am truly sorry. I respect you, and I respect your decision. That decision is about to come down."
Court determines that his conduct and his criminal history shows that consecutive terms are needed to protect the public from future crime.
At this point, it's safe to assume that Bryant will be spending some time in prison, but just how much remains to be seen.
Court sentences you to prison on count 1, aggravated burglary, felony 1 for 8 years, and 3 years on the firearm specification. Court sentences you on count 3, aggravated robbery, for 8 years, plus 3 years on the firearm specification, for a total of 22 years.
Your life is over. Your life is over. Your life is over.
With credit for 231 days.
The courtroom, you racist ass. Courtroom, man. You racist as You racist as 22 years. Racist ass.
Remember when I said that you had a certain amount of remorse? I was mistaken. The court determined maximum imprisonment needed for
Calm down, bro.
You can see
Bro, even his homies are like, yo, chill.
two people in the gallery trying to calm Bryant down.
Get out of here. Hey, take him out, please. Hey, take him out, please. I love you, bro. I love you, man. I love you, Jack.
So that's 28 years with credit for 21 days.
28.
You can take him.
Bryant's
Another
outburst leads
6
the judge to impose
fucking
the maximum
years.
sentence allowed for his conviction. He'll now spend 28 years behind bars. Bryant plans to appeal
I don't.
the decision.
How is that fucking
The
crazy?
defendant has shown me that he has no remorse whatsoever, and therefore the court determines that maximum imprisonment is needed. He poses the greatest likelihood of recidivism.
That's crazy. Another 6 years for just like, oh man, fuck your courtroom, man. Fuck. Like, oh
We
my
head to
god.
a traffic court proceeding in Sacramento, California.
Crazy.
The court clerk is waiting
That's
on the defendant,
crazy.
Scott Green, who's appearing today for speeding and license tag violations. There he is.
Hello?
Hello.
What the
Yes.
fuck? Hello?
Yes, defendant Green is also Dr. Scott Green, a plastic
Hello, mate.
surgeon.
Hi.
G'day, mate.
Are you available for trial? It kind of looks like you're in an operating room right now.
I am, sir. I'm in operating room. Available for trial. Go right ahead.
Oh
Okay,
my
Let
god.
me just briefly advise you that the proceedings right now, they are being live streamed on YouTube. That's
Oh
because traffic
my
trials are required
God.
by law to be open to the public. Since we're limiting physical access to the courtroom right now, that's how we're making them open to the public, okay?
Okay.
Streaming or not, Dr. Green is ready to go. The good
That's
doctor is
so funny.
sworn in and continues to multitask as he
Stop.
waits for court commissioner
Stop.
Gary
No
King to
way.
get things started.
No way.
So, can everybody hear me?
He's just like doing shit.
Officer Monroe, Mr. Green. So unless I'm mistaken, I'm seeing a defendant that's in the middle of an operating room, appearing to be actively engaged in
How?
services to a
How?
patient.
That doesn't make
Is
sense.
that correct, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
There's no way.
Commissioner Link seems a bit concerned about Dr. Green's setting and his ability to continue the hearing while performing a facelift on a patient.
How?
I do not feel comfortable for the
Man, fuck this guy.
patient if you're in the process of operating that I would put on a trial.
I just got sentenced 5 years
Not with
while
the
doing
fact that the
someone's
officer's here
face.
today.
I don't know.
What's,
Sir, I have another surgeon right here who's doing the surgery with me, so I can stand here and allow them to do the surgery also.
not at all. I don't
Man,
think
this
that's-
fuck this guy, bro.
I'm going to come up with
Just sentence him while he's doing
you're not
something on his face.
actively
That's like a
involved
cool
in
story.
participating in
That's a cool story, bro. That's a cool story.
attending to the needs of a patient.
Looks like Dr. Green's plan isn't going over so well with the court.
Cringe.
I apologize, Your Honor, to the court. Sometimes surgery doesn't always go as
The court, you know,
efficiently as we
it
hope.
happens. We want to keep people healthy. We want to keep them alive. That's important.
Man, cringe. Imagine waking up from the surgery and just being like, wait, what the fuck? This guy was,
Okay,
this was
you're
my
free to go
fucking
now.
guy. He was on a
Although the
courtroom while he
Zoom
was doing
received
my
plenty
face.
of attention from the media. The original court business was resolved when Dr. Green paid his fines just a few days later.
Oh.
Wait,
Wait, what the fuck? Did I just time? I am so sorry. I didn't even mean to time you out. I literally clicked X and it timed you out for. I'm so sorry. If you're in the chat right now,
Next,
I
we
didn't.
take
I
you
literally
inside the Oakland
didn't even mean to time you out.
County Circuit Court near Detroit,
Man,
Michigan.
fuck this. I'm not
Judge is
using
Martha
the
Anderson.
stream chat anymore. I clicked X and it timed you out. What the fuck is this?
That's attorney Paul Nicoletti, who's in
Yeah,
court
what
because of
the
an
hell?
ongoing feud with a former client,
so- okay.
Karen
Alright.
Stevens.
I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Judge. Karen Stevens, in pro per for my motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
Stevens claims Nicoletti has petitioned the court for a personal protection order against her over accusations of stalking. She's here to fight the order and try to bring sanctions against Nicoletti.
My motion for sanctions against Mr. Nicoletti for this vexatious and frivolous PPO.
I'm sorry, on his what?
I have a motion for sanctions
I
against.
know that. And the purpose of the sanctions are based on what?
It was a frivolous and vexatious PPO based on nonsense. I am not stalking Mr. Nicholas.
I haven't signed a PPO.
Just to clarify, the personal protection order that Stevens is referring to has not even been issued.
His petition for a PPO. Let me.
Okay, were you served?
No, I wasn't. But
No, you may not. How can you ask to sanction someone when you haven't even been served?
That's the point.
Stevens, do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
Oh.
Right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man. I did not issue a PPO.
Cringe.
And here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. Your relief is denied, and in addition to that, I am sanctioning you with costs of $500.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah!
Not only does Stevens fail to get sanctions against Nicoletti, but she's hit with a $500 fine of her own. Unhappy with the
She's
decision,
like trying to
she has some choice
manipulate
words
it
for the judge.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I knew it was fixed.
Miss Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
What does that mean?
But the story
I don't know these
doesn't
big
end
words.
there.
No
Due to
way.
a clerical mistake, Stevens is back before Judge Anderson 4 months later.
Good morning. May it please the court, Karen Stevens?
Miss Stevens, the last time you appeared in court, the court ordered that you pay $500 in costs. The clerk's office made a mistake with respect to your credit card, and only $5 was assessed as opposed to the $500. When the clerk's office attempted to correct the mistake they made, you basically objected to your credit card company, and that brings you here today. Do you have the $495 that this is the balance owed?
I have my credit card, but I did file an objection and an answer to this order.
She's already stuttering, which is I'm already stuttering as well. But like, fam, you're not gonna win if you're stuttering. You have to be confident and be like, no,
That wasn't properly served. Didn't have an affidavit of merit.
Looks like Stevens still wants to discuss the protection order, but Judge Anderson isn't having it.
Miss Stevens, do you have $495 with which to pay today?
I just said I have my credit card. I do not have cash.
Very well then, Miss Stevens. You may go down to the clerk's office, pay $495 forthwith to take care of the $500 that this court assessed you the last time you were here.
No.
But Karen Stevens isn't one to go quietly.
I'm entitled to know what statutes or court rules you rely on to sanction me in the first place. That's part of due process.
Ms. Stevens, do you wish to comply with my request, or do you wish me to find you...
Is it a court order? I need a court order.
Ms. Stevens, my clerk will call down to the clerk's office and let them know you are coming.
Leave now. Fucking go. Go! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Go! Go! Go!
Stevens ultimately lost her feud with the judge and Nicoletti. She was not only ordered to pay the fine,
Kind of wanted to get fined,
but Nicoletti's attorney's fees as well.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe
Thanks, man. Thanks, bro. That was really cool. That was really cool. Wow, dude.